Welcome to O&R Insights. This video delivers a systematic overview of key biblical topics dedicated to illuminating biblical truths. Drawing from a foundation of rigorous biblical research, we offer insights tailored for deep thinkers who seek understanding and spiritual clarity. So, let's dive right in. Why are we here? It's the biggest, most profound question we can ask ourselves. According to the study we're exploring today, the answer isn't a simple one-liner, but it's an incredible story, and we're going to piece it all together. Now, you can't just flip to a single chapter and verse and find the answer neatly spelled out. This study shows it's more like a giant cosmic puzzle. And to even begin to solve it, the first piece we have to understand is the nature of the one who created us in the first place. And that brings us to our first foundational concept, God's eternal nature. Seriously, getting a handle on this is absolutely essential to making sense of everything else that follows. Think about it like this. For us, time is a straight line. It's a one-way street from the past through the present and into the future. But this study suggests that for God, who exists completely outside of our timeline, it's nothing like that. For him, the beginning, the end, and everything in between is all happening in one single, eternal now. And this idea is captured so powerfully in this verse. Our human measurements of time, days, years, even millennia, they just don't apply to a being who is eternal. For God, it's all one simultaneous reality. So because God is timeless, it leads directly to his complete foreknowledge. If you can see everything at once, while you know everything at once, he can't be surprised. He can't learn anything new. And what that means is that creation wasn't some kind of cosmic experiment. It was always part of a perfect, pre-existing and foreordained plan. Okay, so with that concept of God's nature in our minds, the next piece of this puzzle takes us way back, before humanity, before Genesis, before time as we know it. This study reveals there was a cosmic rebellion that had already taken place in heaven. Here's the sequence of events. First, God creates these amazing angelic beings, but then one of the highest ranking among them, Lucifer, rebels. He wants to be like God. He actually convinces a third of the other angels to join him, which leads to an all-out war in heaven, and it ends with them getting kicked out. And this is such a critical piece of context. It explains why, when the book of Genesis opens, Satan is already there in the garden, already a fallen being. His fall wasn't a new event, it was ancient history, and it set the stage for the entire human drama that was about to unfold. So now we have the background. We understand God's timeless nature, and we know about this pre-existing angelic war. With that foundation firmly in place, we can finally get to the heart of the matter, the specific reasons this study gives for our creation. According to this O&R Insight study, humanity wasn't created for just one single reason. No, our creation was designed to fulfill three distinct and absolutely crucial purposes in this unfolding cosmic drama. The first purpose is just incredible. Our very existence is God's direct response to Satan. He created a race of beings that are physically weak, mortal, made from dust, to demonstrate a profound truth, that a fragile being who relies on God is infinitely greater than the most powerful, self-reliant angel in the universe. Second, we were created to serve as a neutral party. Think about it. The original conflict was between God and a third of his angels. For there to be a fair judgment, you need a jury that wasn't involved in the initial dispute. That impartial jury is us, humanity. And third, we were created to be the replacements. When that third of the angelic host was cast out of heaven, they left their positions, their homes, vacant. The ultimate destiny for the redeemed of humanity is to fill those very places. But hang on a second. If God's plan involved creating this weak, mortal race, and he knew they would also fall into sin, how could this whole thing possibly work? Well, it was only possible because of a provision God made before anything else was ever created. And the key to that whole provision, according to this study, is found right here. This passage is interpreted as describing God's very first act, bringing forth his only begotten Son before the mountains were settled, before the oceans were formed, before anything. That word begotten is so important. This study really emphasizes that the Son wasn't created in the same way an angel or a human is. He was born of God's own substance, sharing his very divine nature. It gives him a status that is completely unique in all of existence. This just lays out the divine logic of redemption so clearly. The problem was obvious. Fallen humanity needed a savior. But the dilemma was huge. God the Father, the one who sustains the entire universe, could not die. So the only possible solution was the Son, divine enough to be a worthy sacrifice, yet able to take on human flesh, experience death, and then be resurrected by the power of the Father. So what does this all mean for us? What is the ultimate destiny for redeemed humanity in this massive, sweeping cosmic plan? To put it as simply as possible, we are angels in training. This study presents this powerful, incredible idea that our human destiny is to be transformed, to be elevated, ultimately filling the heavenly roles that were left vacant by the fallen angels. And what this all means is that our story, it isn't just for us. For thousands of years, the entire universe of unfallen beings has been watching this drama unfold on planet Earth. We are the jury in the courtroom, and they are the observers, witnessing God's justice and his love play out through the story of humanity. And as the jury, we will have one final crucial role to play. The redeemed will literally spend 1,000 years reviewing the heavenly records. Our job will be to investigate every single aspect of this cosmic conflict and then deliver the final verdict, affirming God's justice before all of creation and ensuring that sin and rebellion can never rise again. And so this whole study leaves us with a final massive thought to wrestle with. If our individual lives are part of a cosmic trial, if we are God's answer to a celestial rebellion, and if our destiny is truly woven into the very fabric of the universe, how does that grand perspective change our purpose right here, right now on Earth?